We're going to do the ELDOA for T8-T9. T8-T9 is going to be that more of that middle portion of the spine. So if we think about even where the top of our rib cage is, just underneath our chest, where that part of the spine would be. So it's kind of at the middle part of that rib cage or the middle part of our back. What's easy to navigate, usually that level of the spine for women that's usually where the bra line is or the chest line is. Okay. So what we want to try to do when we open up this part of the spine is we're going to position our feet so they're hip width apart. Our feet are going to stay flat to the ground. Bring your feet a little closer together. So when I say hip width apart, we want to have those heels the same width as our sit bones. So if we feel those sit bones underneath our body, it's like we want to have our heels just in line with that. Now, depending on your flexibility is where your foot position is going to be. So if you're not as flexible, you're going to have your feet a little bit more forward, but if you get to the point where you feel like you can't have your foot flat to the floor, we may need to sit up on top of something like a yoga block or something that you may have to elevate you up off the floor to help open up this hip angle so that we can sit up a little taller and straighter in the spine. If you're more flexible, you're going to be able to slide those heels back a little bit more, which is going to help kind of bring a little bit more tension into the exercise so that we can then get the result of the spine that we want. So ultimately, we want to have those feet nice and flat to the ground. It's like we want to press the arch of the foot down into the floor. As we press that arch into the floor, we want to maintain that effort. The knees are going to try to reach out just a little bit without moving the foot. And then if we want to think about turning those hips inward, like we want to try to have the intent that we're turning in on both thighs. So ankles turn down and in because we want the arch down. The knees are trying to turn out slightly, and then the hips are going to turn in. We're going to use our hands on the front of our knees to set ourselves up nice and tall and straight. The chin's going to be down. We're going to stay long in the back of the neck. We want to think about our cheekbones or over our collarbones if possible. As we breathe tall into the ceiling, we need to remember as we breathe in, that's going to help lengthen our spine. As we breathe out, we need to have an effort to try to elongate that part of the spine. We're going to take both arms forward. Wrist extension, fingers spread. You can see the crease of the elbow is up on both sides. We want to try to elongate those arms away from the body as we sit up nice and tall. And then we're going to slowly bring both of those arms up over the head in a parallel position, keeping that head position back over top of the shoulders, long in the back of the neck, pushing up into the ceiling, pressing those arms up. If we remember our breathing, we're going to breathe in and follow that elongation with the breath. As we breathe out, we're going to try to effort ourselves into the ceiling, keeping the chin in. Remember, we're lifting that rib cage up nice and tall in this position. We're trying to keep the feet in effort with the arch pressing down, the knees out, the hips in. She's going to breathe nice long breaths, breathing in, and then trying to breathe out as much as possible as she tries to press up with effort through the ceiling. The goal of this exercise is to hold for 1 minute. And after that minute, we're going to slowly come out of this posture with our arms. We're going to relax our spine, and usually we want to straighten those legs right away and try to relax the hip flexors, and then we can kind of roll those legs in and out. This is one of our best stretches or exercises for the thoracic spine, helping with posture, helping with things like scoliosis, and for those of you that play a lot of rotational type sports like golf or tennis, this is one of our go-tos. So the ELDOA for T8-T9.